Hello, class. My name is Callie Warner, and I am going to be answering the questions for discussion post 2. So for the first question is asking us to describe our behavioral patterns with our major systems. So I would say that my behavioral patterns from my major systems, which are my family, friends, and school, would definitely be reinforcing. Um, I believe that it's important for me to have reinforcing connections with those people who are closest to me and who mean the most to me. Um, I'm a strong believer in like having a positive outlook in life, and that we need to bring each other up rather than bring each other down. I always find myself being very positive, encouraging, and attentive to the needs of my loved ones, and just always trying to be supportive and be encouraging. That's just the type of person I am, and that's the way that I was raised. With my family, like my parents, were always supporting each other through our trials and errors. For example, my dad is an author, and he has times when he's in sort of creative ruts. And my mother and I always surround him with just words of encouragement, pushing him, saying that, he just needs to take a break and that he can do it and go back to it later. And um, it's very reinforcing, and it's very supportive. And the same goes with when it comes to me with my parents or with my friends as well, where my behavioral patterns with my friends are the same. I'm always trying to support them, push them to make the right decision and to be the best person they can be, and just always being a place of support for them. Um, I always want my friends to strive to be their best selves and them with me. So definitely reinforcing. And um, same with an education, just always striving to put myself out there and to work with others and to learn from others. I think that's very important, especially with the field that we are trying to graduate into. I think there's just so much negativity in the world, and every person's going to face obstacles throughout life, so I try and be as supportive and reinforcing as I can because, you never know when someone needs it. And so that was question 1. For question 2, how are my behavioral patterns similar to or different from other members of my family? Well, as I stated earlier with my parents, I would say it's the same. I'm very much like my parents. That's where I learned, it's important to be supportive and to lift each other up and um, kind of have a more positive outlook on life and, try not to let things break your spirit. Um, so I'm like them in that aspect, definitely. And just in small behavioral things, I notice that my mom and I make the same face when we are upset by something. Um, we both make the same kind of disgusted face, is what my dad calls it. And I notice with my dad, I have the same smirk he does before he's about to tell a joke or something that he's going to laugh at. It's small things like that, but I notice that I have small behavioral patterns that they do, and that I adopted it from them. Um, Things that are different, I would say when it comes to more of the emotional side of behavioral patterns, I'm different. Um, my mom, when she's upset, she's very expressive about it, and she can be very passionate, kind of explosive about it. But she's very out there about her feelings, and I'm not like that at all. So when I'm upset about something, I'm more quiet. I retreat to my room. I keep to myself. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't talk about it or tell anyone about it. I don't come out. I don't stop isolating myself until I've gotten over it. So that's definitely something on the behavioral patterns that I'm different from my parents, even though we have similarities because, um, like I said, my mom's more expressive, I'm more private. So yeah, that's question 2. Question 3: What contingencies would I like to change? I would definitely like to change more of behaviors towards myself. I would like to change how I take care of myself and how I treat myself, and taking care of myself emotionally and mentally, which is very important, especially to learn to do that as in the field as a social worker. Um, I'm very hard on myself, and I have a work ethic I strive to keep up with, and I'm just very hard on myself and how I perform academically. I'm working 2 jobs and I'm volunteering and I'm going to school full time, so I'm juggling a lot, but so does everyone, and I do sometimes forget to take care of myself emotionally, because the way I'd rather deal with troubles is throw myself into work and school, and that's not a form of taking care of yourself. So I really want to learn to just take care of myself, and that if I need a break or I need to take the day off because I'm tired from studying from a test, like it's okay, to have those times where you just need to take a step back and take care of yourself, and not just with jobs, but also with helping others as well. That if you aren't in the right mindset and you have your own problems and they're weighing too much on you, it's okay to take time to yourself and say like, hey, I need to take care of myself right now. So that is definitely one of the contingencies that I would like to change. And for the last one, for considering my perfect or ideal or best life, what would my behavioral self change plan look like? Um, so, my target area for self improvement would be my mental and emotional health. Learning to be kinder to myself, take better care of myself, and I think this would also include exercising and eating because I want to be better for myself in all aspects. And I think that even includes like just being open about mental health. I would like to apply behavioral self change to all aspects mentally, emotionally, and physically. And all those 3 things are important because they affect behavioral patterns and who I am and how I am. Um, and how I would know if my plan is successful or not would be I would know by how I'm feeling. Am I stressed? Am I still very anxious? Am I giving myself deserved breaks? Just things like that. Just measuring my own happiness and making sure I take care of myself. I think that's definitely identifiers of if my plan would be working or not. Um, yeah, I I think that's an area of self improvement that is going to have to be self taught and a conscious effort, but it'd be well worth it. So in my perfect and best life, I find more of a balance within my own self and my responsibilities, but also what I need to take care of myself. So yeah, that is those are my answers for discussion post 2, and yeah, so I hope it went well, and I will see you for the next discussion post.